physics of soccer. Many elements of physics can be found in the game of soccer, including Newton's laws of motion, momentum, friction, and inelastic collisions. Newton's laws of motion apply heavily to soccer. Newton's first law is the law of inertia. Any object at rest will tend to stay at rest, and any object in motion will stay in motion unless acted on by an unbalanced force. In soccer, this force is usually a player's foot. He or she will use muscle in the body to create a force to move the leg and kick the ball. Because the ball is at rest, it will continue to stay at rest. But once it's kicked, it will keep moving in a straight line without any intent of stopping. The reason the ball will stop is because of friction and Earth's gravitational pull. Newton's second law states that the change in velocity with which an object moved is directly proportional to the magnitude of the force applied to the object and inversely proportional to the mass of the object. This can be explained by the equation force equals mass times acceleration. The acceleration of the ball, A, is determined by the force applied, F, divided by the mass of the object that is being moved, M. This simply means that if the ball has a lot of mass, it will require more force to accelerate. If the ball has little mass, it will require little force. In soccer, it is important to know this law because if you want the ball to be moving fast, you must apply more force. If you want the ball to move just a little bit, then just apply less force. Newton's final law of motion states that for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. This literally means that if you kick the soccer ball, it will kick back at you just as hard. You usually don't realize this because your leg doesn't seem to move, but this is because your leg has more mass, meaning it has more inertia, which is the resistance to move. When a soccer player kicks a ball, he transfers his momentum to the ball. Momentum is the velocity of object times its mass. Also, when players pass the ball to each other, they use their feet to slow the momentum of the ball by moving with the ball and resisting it slowly. This way, they can have more control over the ball.
Take to the sky, chasing the stars, open your eyes.
Projectile motion refers to the motion of an object projected into the air at an angle with the horizontal. When the ball is being kicked by the soccer player, the ball reaches its max and comes right back down, similar to that of a parabola. When the ball reaches the very top, the velocity is equal to 0. The reason why the ball does not go straight upward when being kicked, but came down to earth is because the ball is being pulled down by gravity. When a soccer ball is kicked along the grass surface, there is always a force parallel but opposite of the ball. This force is called friction. The friction force is tangential to the surface and opposite to the ball. Friction is caused when two opposing surfaces make contact with each other. The electromagnetic forces within each surface resist the relative lateral motion of objects. In this case, it is the ball in the grass. However, friction can also happen when the ball is in the air. Because air is matter, friction is always present. Friction is the reason why the soccer ball always slows down. People sometimes confuse gravity as the force that slows down the ball, but really all gravity is doing is increasing friction because it forces the ball down against the ground, and when that happens, friction occurs.
Calm before the storm.
When a soccer ball is kicked, it can be treated as an inelastic collision. For inelastic collisions, there exists an equation which accounts for the inelastic nature of the collision. This equation is mass of object 1 times initial velocity of object 1 plus mass of object 2 times the initial velocity of object 2 equals mass of 1 plus mass of 2 times the final velocity of combined objects.
Hide and seek.